We're here at CMJ with Mr. T.H. White. How you going?
Good, thanks for having me.
You're about to be hitting the decks at the Tijuana gift shop party.
I am. This is my second DJ gig for the Tijuana gift shop, this CMJ. Jeff Kilgore, who owns and runs Tijuana gift shop, is my publicist, and we have a long working relationship, so it's really good to get an opportunity to work with him.
What does a general T.H. White DJ set encompass?
Well, we would need maybe a couple hours to tackle that, but a short answer, I like a lot of rare 70s soul funk mixed in with a lot of loungy electronica from 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I might spin in a little bit of, Kraftwerk, Gary Newman, Ultravox, and I find music like that has enough depth that it works. It doesn't compete with the bands that are in between the sets, and people like it, so I like it.
You've done quite a few remixes over the years. Do they sneak their way into most of your sets?
Good question. People always want to know, well, do you spin your own stuff? Or they do. Depends, when some of those artists are involved in the event, absolutely. And when it calls for it. I take DJing seriously, so I don't use it as a way to take advantage and shamelessly plug. But if the vibe is right, definitely. I did a remix album that came out in August. That was a bunch of remixes from my previous album, How Bad Do You Want It? That came out last year. And I have another, what we're calling a split remix, coming out October 30th. And what that means is side A is a track of mine that a bunch of really cool artists remixed. And then side B is a track of those same artists that I remixed. Oh. Yeah, and it was something that really, to give credit where credit's due, it was Jeff's brainchild as a way to bring like-minded artists together, a unique thing for the fans, good cross-promotion, and the project came out really well. There's a band called Wishes and Thieves involved. They're all over CMJ this year. They're making a lot of noise, a really, really talented group. Another group called Dub City, which is a side project of mine with some other producers, sort of in the same vein as Uncle. So I'm excited about that. So that's what CMJ is for me this year. CMJ is a nice time of year. It coincides with fall. The weather's good. It's a good time for people to be out walking in between venues, seeing shows. The sun doesn't go down too late, so I really like the CMJs in the fall.
Do you get to see a few bands that you kind of go, oh, I'd like to do something with them?
This year has been a particularly stellar year. There's been a lot of buzz about how this year is just running really smoothly. A lot of excellent bands. I was at a showcase last night over at Bowery Electric, and there was 2 or 3 bands in that one showcase that we all got together backstage after and talked about doing some stuff, and that's rare. Really, my problem is usually the opposite, in that I look at the CMJ schedule and there's a lot of showcases that I wish I could get to and just can't. But that's what makes CMJ great. You have a good chance of stumbling on something great.
What does the rest of 2012 hold?
I appreciate the question. I'm focusing, I run a record label called Sky Council Recordings, and they house T.H. White. They also house a really fantastic singer-songwriter named Megan Wolf, and I co-wrote and produced her first album, which came out about a year ago and did really well. We're writing her next record. I've signed 1 or 2 new artists that I'm not ready to fully talk about yet, but we're going to be developing and producing that material. And then I have a new full-length original album called Culture Ship Down that's coming out in February. And I'm going to be working with Tijuana Gift Shop on that. And so sort of that looks what the next 5-month outlook looks like.
Have you made it down to Australia yet?
I have not made it down to Australia, and I would really like to. I actually think, as a musicologist, Australia has, as you would know better than anyone, has a really rich history of fantastic artists, from AC/DC to the Bee Gees to Silverchair to In Excess, to name a small few. I'm sure there's a lot I left out, but I think that I have a lot of respect, and I'm a big fan of whatever's in the water in Australia. I think you guys make great music, important music.